Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, strap in because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most pivotal moves in the NFL this offseason. And it's all centered around an intriguing rumor that might just shake up the entire landscape of the AFC North, and more specifically, the Pittsburgh Steelers' quest for another Super Bowl appearance. You see, there's growing speculation that Trent Williams, the legendary left tackle of the San Francisco 49ers, might find himself in a Steelers uniform sooner rather than later. Now, I know what you're thinking. Williams is a Hall of Fame caliber player, arguably one of the best at his position in NFL history. The idea of him wearing the black and gold might seem like a long shot, but the NFL is all about the unexpected, especially when teams like the 49ers are facing some financial constraints and are looking to rebuild or reshape their roster. Let's get into the details. The 49ers, sitting at a 5-4 record, are currently facing a tricky situation. They're cap-strapped with only about $8 million in available space, and they're trying to make strategic moves to stay competitive. One of their main priorities right now is addressing their offensive line, which has been underperforming lately. The team allows about 5 sacks per game, and that's not the kind of protection you want for a quarterback who's coming off an injury. After Brock Purdy's injury in Week 5, a torn ACL, it's become clear that the Niners need to protect their future. But here's the kicker. They're eyeing a trade involving Trent Williams, who at 37 years old remains an elite pass protector. In fact, Williams has been a pass protection titan, allowing 0 sacks in 2025 with a PFF grade of 94. 3.88% run block win rate, and an EPA per run of plus 0.41. He's a player who's not just good, he's a game changer, especially on the blind side. Now, why would the Niners trade such a cornerstone? Well, aside from cap issues, they're also looking at a broader rebuild, focusing on youth and future assets. They're reportedly targeting a first-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2027, an enticing package that could help them reload for the long term. The skepticism from San Francisco's side is understandable. Losing a Hall of Fame anchor like Williams would be a blow, but they see the need to free up cap space, especially to extend key players like their wide receivers or address other urgent needs. Plus, the offensive line has been struggling lately, with an average of 4.1 yards per carry allowed, down from previous seasons, and that's putting added pressure on their run game and overall offensive efficiency. Now, shifting gears to the Steelers, things look pretty promising. At 6'3", they're sitting comfortably in the AFC North, with about $18 million in cap space, and a clear focus on upgrading their offensive line, especially at right tackle. Adding Trent Williams to protect Kenny Pickett and bolster that line would be a game changer. Williams, who's shown he's still at an elite level, would immediately elevate the Steelers' front. His ability to shield the quarterback, especially in crucial moments, would cut down sacks. Right now, Pittsburgh averages just 2.1 sacks allowed per game, but with Williams protecting Wilson, that number could drop even further, possibly to around 1.0 sacks per game. That's a huge difference, folks. It means more time for Pickett to throw, more explosive plays, and a much more balanced offense overall. And let's not forget the impact on the run game. With Williams anchoring the line, the Steelers could see an 18% increase in EPA per run, making their rushing attack even more dangerous. This would be a massive boost for a team that's already performing well, especially with their offensive line's recent improvements. They've been trending upward, and adding a veteran like Williams could push them into a new stratosphere, much like the Chiefs' offensive line boost in 2023, which turned their offense into a juggernaut. The Steelers' coaching staff, led by Mike Tomlin, would undoubtedly see this as a strategic move to finally solidify their line and make a serious run at the postseason, possibly even elevating their odds of winning the AFC North and making a deep playoff push. When you compare Williams' stats to the Steelers' current tackles, the difference is eye-opening. Williams boasts a pass protection grade of plus 3.1 over their current offensive tackles, and he's opening up run lanes with a plus 15% run hole creation rate. Imagine that kind of protection and run-blocking power in the trenches, an area where the Steelers have historically been strong but could always use an upgrade. It's about building that consistency, pushing the line of scrimmage, and giving Kenny Pickett the confidence to stretch the field and run the offense at full throttle. Looking ahead to Super Bowl odds, this kind of addition could be the catalyst that propels the Steelers from a solid playoff team to a legitimate contender. Currently, their odds are around +1,500, but with the upgrade at tackle, specifically bringing in a player of Williams' caliber, they could see those odds improve significantly, perhaps down to +650. It's a bold move, but one that could pay off huge come playoff time, especially if Williams can replicate his past dominance and stay healthy. His track record over his career includes 12 Pro Bowls and a remarkably low sack rate, just about 0.2 sacks per year on average, coupled with minimal injury history, aside from a knee tweak in 2025. That durability, combined with his elite pass protection, makes him a very attractive target. Now, what's the final word? Well, if the Steelers can pull off this trade, it would be a statement of intent, showing that they're not just content with staying competitive, but are serious about contending for the Super Bowl. Williams would be the cornerstone of their offensive line for years to come, a true echo of the Munchak era, when the Steelers' line was considered one of the best in the league. It would also send a message to the rest of the AFC North. The Steelers aren't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Of course, the 49ers are cautious. They're uncertain about losing such a vital piece, but the potential return, first-rounder in 2026 and a fourth in 2027, could be enough to soften that blow, especially if they're focusing on youth and future flexibility. And for the Steelers, this is about capitalizing on a prime opportunity, solidifying their line, and positioning themselves for a deep playoff run. It's the kind of move that could define an entire season, a trade that might just be the turning point for Pittsburgh's Super Bowl aspirations. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled because if this deal happens, it could be one of the most game-changing transactions we've seen in recent years. The Steelers have always been about building through the trenches, and adding a player like Trent Williams would be the ultimate statement of their intentions, an effort to cement their legacy as one of the league's most dominant teams in the coming years. The AFC North is getting more competitive, but Pittsburgh isn't backing down. They're looking to stay at the top, and this move could very well put them over the edge. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Trent Williams would be the perfect piece to solidify the Steelers' offensive line and push them closer to a Super Bowl? Or do you think the price is too high and they should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Steelers news. Keep the faith and let's see how this story unfolds. Because if it's true, it could be one of the most exciting developments for our team in years.